Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa. Senator, you audited the IRS, and you found that they owed nearly $50 million in overdue taxes. Remarkable. The government-wide number of employee unpaid taxes, more than $1.5 billion. How do we begin to get that under control? How can this happen?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Ashley. And good morning to you. And yes, absolutely. I spent this past summer reviewing documents from the IRS and discovered that over 5,800 IRS employees are actually tax dodgers. They owe over $50 million in back taxes, and most of them don't even have a repayment plan. So I am just utterly astounded that the IRS is really concerned about a shortfall when we know that if their own employees would pay their back taxes, they would have more than enough funding to do all of the proper audits. So I do have.
So this is actually very surprising to me because I was always under the impression that IRS workers were tax exempt. It really shows you how much I pay attention to politics. It's not much at all. But yeah, I thought that the people who collect the taxes didn't have to pay the taxes. But, you know, obviously I was wrong. You know, $50 million in taxes not being paid by their own tax collectors. It just really shows you how corrupt this government is. Even though the IRS isn't part of the government, it's pretty much mandated by the government. So it seems that for a very long time, these entities have been able to do pretty much whatever they probably felt like it. And I'm pretty sure the employees of the IRS that owe the taxes are obviously the higher ups. And I'm pretty sure the little people who actually go out and do the audits are the ones that are paying the taxes. It's really sad.
A plan. It's called the Audit the IRS Act, and I do have a lot of support for that in the United States Congress. But this was just one of the many issues that I raised with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy when I presented to them my savings, my cutting waste, fraud, and abuse across the federal government in order to help their Department of Government efficiency.
Which is government efficiency, I say this all the time, is an oxymoron. But, you know, when you have Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy on the case, I think people are really, really hopeful that so much government waste can be eliminated. It's a tall task, but are you confident that they can do it to a meaningful level?
Absolutely. I am very, very confident in what we call the DOGE. So they will be able to go in, scrutinize federal government spending, the waste, and opportunities for us to overcome that. I have been working on what I call my Squeal Awards for more than a decade now. Iowans sent me to the United States Senate to make them squeal. And finally, Ashley, I have the opportunity to take all of this great information, hand it over to the folks at the DOGE and say, go after it. And I do have wonderful partners with me in the United States Congress that would love to see us scale back on the waste within our federal government.
An audit pushed by Iowa Senator Joni Ernst found more than 800 IRS employees still owe millions in back taxes. So let's turn to Fox Business's Grady Trimble, who is here in person in studio. Tell me about this. What's going on?
So Senator Ernst is calling these employees who work for the IRS tax evading tax collectors. The IRS admitted in a letter to her that at one point more than 2,000 employees owed more than $12 million in taxes. As of the letter dated November 8th, 860 employees still hadn't paid up. On top of that, at the time of the original investigation over the summer, some 1,700 contractors of the IRS had balances due, totaling more than $17 million. And since then...
And this right here just shows how corrupt these entities really are. 2,000 IRS employees owe more than $12 million in taxes. It's only 2,000. I didn't even know the IRS had that many damn employees. Like, do we really need that many employees for the IRS? But yeah, this right here would piss a lot of people off because What happens when we don't pay our taxes? Well, if you're in like a business, if you don't pay your tax, you get fined. You get you get liens on your houses and everything. You get jail time. You have to pay all this interest. No, so these people aren't even playing by their own rules, and that's really unfair to the American people. And it makes you think, well, why am I paying taxes when the people who work for the tax service in this country, who collect the taxes, aren't even paying their taxes? Why should I if they're not doing it? I sure as hell wouldn't be doing it. But then I'd have to deal with all the consequences after that.
Then only 600 of them have paid up. And that's where DOGE comes in, the Department of Government Efficiency, not only about cutting waste, but also about making sure people are paying their taxes. Vivek Ramaswamy says this is another example of rules for thee, not for me, and he's working with Senator Ernst, who is head of the Senate DOGE caucus.
I sat down with Vivek Ramaswamy this last week, provided him with a blueprint of $2 trillion of savings nearly immediately.
That's crazy.
Those that are pushing against cutting this waste out are usually the fat cats that are actually enjoying this government waste.
So in fairness, we should point out more than 96% of IRS employees and contractors are tax compliant. But Edward, here's another staggering number for you. It's not just IRS employees who aren't paying their taxes when they're due. Across the federal government, federal employees owed around $1.5 billion in unpaid taxes.
Yeah, nobody's checking.
That is completely insane. Completely insane, because they'll bring down the hammer on us regular American people who aren't in the government for not paying our taxes. Fees, interest, all the fines and all that crap. Man, I'm so glad about Vivek and Elon doing this thing for the government, like auditing the government, because it's like they get away with so much stuff that we have no idea. We have absolutely no idea what they've been doing with our money. Now they're actually going through with a fine-tooth comb. They find how wasteful they are with our money. And it's really sad that it's happened, and that it's taken this damn long for them to figure out that the government has been this inefficient with our money for decades. And it's crazy at the fact that the vast majority of American people have to pay someone to do the taxes to make sure that it's right. And if it's wrong, we have to pay more taxes, and then we get more fees on top of that, while the IRS and all these other government officials are dodging taxes. But I want to know, does this piss you guys off? Because this pisses me off, because I've been paying taxes since I started working. I've only been able to not have to pay taxes since I've started a business, and I have so many deductions from it. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see y'all next time.